everybody. I hope everyone is having a fabulous Saturday. I thought I would pop in and answer some more Thanksgiving questions because why not? It's almost there. We only have 5 days left. So I know a lot of you are trying to figure out this weekend what you're going to make, what you're going to make for your guests. And that actually brings me to today's topic. I had a question about what do you make when you have house guests? Well, my family and we don't live near our families, so we often have guests. So we have guests for all the holidays, we have guests when it's not holidays, so I am we spend a lot of time feeding a crowd, so I can tell you all the things that we do. So I'm just gonna get right to it, and I have my list because I started writing things down so I didn't forget anything. So when you have guests, obviously it's like 3 meals a day for however many days they're staying. The biggest key, of course, is to have as much prepped ahead of time as possible. I will say that for breakfast, I do like to make, as I've talked about before, muffins or some kind of breakfasty breads that are gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free ahead of time, and I freeze them, and then I put them in the fridge the day before so they defrost overnight, and then whenever somebody wants one, they can heat them up. They can put avocado butter or almond butter on them, and then we serve those with like hard-boiled eggs or dairy-free yogurt or fruit, and then of course coffees and teas and all that stuff. So that's definitely an option. You can have an egg breakfast, you're making scrambled eggs and nitrate-free bacon. And, if your guests like more of a savory breakfast, there are all kinds of like poached egg dishes you could do that don't take a lot of time. But also, you could do avocado toast, because who doesn't love avocado toast? Let's be real. And if you saw that pizza recipe that I did maybe last week on In Good Clean Taste, there was like a roasted red pepper spread thing on it, which is so good. You could put that on avocado toast, or you could do your avocado toast with kimchi on the side if you like more of an international flair, but it's easy breakfast. And then, like I said, coffees and teas, because sometimes people like tea, sometimes they like coffee. And it's, if you're not a tea person and you don't know what kind of teas people like, get a combination of black, green, herbal. So for lunches, you don't want to be spending a ton of time in the kitchen. So I would say either you could do a soup ahead of time and keep it out in the fridge or the freezer and then reheat it. So like today, I don't know if you guys saw my post. I'm at my mom's house, and she did a butternut squash soup, which, I saw her do it. I think it was just butternut squash pieces that were cut up, and she put it in a veggie broth, and added some salt and pepper and some cumin, and then, cooked it until the butternut squash was done. She may have sauteed some onions probably, and then pureed it, and it was delicious. And then she put that, because she can't just do one thing, right? Because she's my mom. She did crab cakes next to it, which they're, so let's say it's you doing it and you want as little as possible. Just do some crab cakes, or just do some falafels, or just do a soup and salad, or a soup with gluten-free bread or whatever. Because not a lot of people want a ton of food for lunch, especially if you've had a later breakfast, because you're not waking up at 6 in the morning because it's vacation. So just do one of those things. Falafels are great, and a lot of places you can buy falafels now, even gluten-free ones, because typically falafels aren't made with wheat flour anyway. They should be made with chickpea flour if they're done right. So, fingers crossed those would be fine. Let's see, dinners. So for dinners, again, you could do a big hearty stew. Like, I love a good cannellini bean stew for dinner. Like, there's one that I make that it's a French stew, but the French foreign exchange student we used to have made fun of me for calling it a French stew because it didn't have meat in it, and apparently it was called a cassoulet, and a cassoulet isn't a cassoulet without meat. Well, mine was a vegetarian cassoulet because it had a ton of cannellini beans, or cannelli, I can never say that right. Anyway, a big hearty stew is a good one, again with like a salad and bread. You can also do, like, if you want to do something make ahead, like I make some vegan enchiladas with gluten-free wraps, because now everyone makes gluten-free wraps, which are awesome. There's a company called Be Free, the letter B and then FREE. I buy their wraps on Amazon, and they come, and I freeze them, and those are great. Anyway, you can make enchiladas. You can make a big stew. Let's see, what else did I write down? I wrote it down so I didn't forget. You could do a big thing of pasta, like gluten-free pasta. And like I make a roasted cauliflower pasta where I just make the pasta. I roast a bunch of cauliflower in olive oil and salt and mix in some tapenade or olives. And what else do I put in there? I put, shallots and of course a ton of garlic, because of course, and then saute some pine nuts and just throw it all together and voila, dinner. Or you could do like a pasta puttanesca, which is a pasta with the red sauce and the capers and olives. And I use a couple different kinds of gluten-free pasta. I either use a garbanzo bean based one or a lentil based one. So all kinds of options there. What else did I write down? Oh, some kind of like a protein with either a quinoa or a sweet potato wedges, and like a salad or other vegetable. Like I love roasted vegetables this time of year, right? Anything roasted is amazing. Like if a protein could be a lean protein, or not lean protein, but like a grass-fed, clean protein. So like if you're a meat eater, you could have meat, you could have fish, whatever, with your quinoa or roasted sweet potatoes and salad or vegetables. So those are my ideas for clean eating guests coming over. I hope you enjoyed it. Also, if you get through this week and you're like, oh, I really need to do something to get myself in shape before the holidays and before 2020 starts, some of you have probably seen I have my Skinny Black Dress Challenge starting December 1st, which is a week from tomorrow. And it's totally free, and you get all these amazing recipes that are super, super easy. These ones are really easy, believe it. And yeah, you get the recipe list, the grocery list, and you get the recipes, and I'll be checking in every day on the Facebook group, so it's going to be awesome. So check the link in bio to get that. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.